Okay, I just woke up and I really don't give a shit about anybody who's about to shade me for these puffy eyes. I slept in my contacts. My hair is definitely not done. Like, as you can see, I am still, like, in the bed. Here's my dog. Hello, Riley. I just basically wanted to make this video because I was trying to make a voice post, but it didn't really work out, and I ended up talking for longer than the voice post. So I'm gonna try to keep this like short and sweet and get to the points of what I was, trying to say. Number one, black women were never supposed to have edges. Okay, black women were never supposed to have straight hair. So the lucky few of you hoes who are out here rocking some edges, who are rocking some baby hair, maybe you tied your hair up, every night and remembered to do that shit. But who the fuck wants to do that? Like, some of us do not want to be out here, tying our hair up just so, it could look all laid down so no hairs can be out of place for my, I gotta worry about my edges and shit now. Like, who the fuck gives a shit? Like, everybody has hair. Like, your hair may be looking a mess or something, but that's just your hair. And I say this because I really am hurt by the most recent experiences that I've had with, people in the industry who I liked. Like, I really liked Azealia Banks and Angel Haze. And maybe nobody knows who these hoes are, right? And maybe nobody really gives a shit that, they said this, but I do. I give a shit because I liked Angel Haze. Like, I really thought she was on some, like, other next level shit. She tried to really, like, at least style wise, model herself after Aaliyah. And, like, I thought she was trying to go for that whole, like, 90s swag of, like, being about, like, music and not really getting into, like, these, like, beefs or whatever. And I was very sadly mistaken when I found out that, I need to just like put this down for a second. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, so I was really upset by the fact that, Angel Hayes not only came out and came for Azalea's edges, and her edges are really tired. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like Azealia does not, that she has these edges that she does not have. But I'm also not gonna sit here and act like, why does that bitch gotta have edges? I mean, Naomi Campbell has like not had edges since, like 1985, and she is still gorgeous. She's still beautiful. She's everything. She's like much hotter than a lot of you hoes out here. And then I have the same feeling about Angel Hayes. It's like, okay, yeah, Azealia Banks doesn't have edges, but girl, you're like kind of ugly and mannish. And I mean, like, if that's the look that you're going for, I'm not even shading you. I'm just saying that, you are ugly and you are mannish. And you shouldn't come for nobody on no look shit, because that's what I thought you were coming to the game for. Like, not to be on that look shit. I thought you were like, on like music, coming up with lyrics that were good, not just like gunning somebody. And then to add insult to injury, they're releasing like mixtapes or whatever. I thought that Angel Hazes, was kind of whack. Azalea does have that money, so she got up in the studio. It sounded like a really good track, cause Angel was like, I ain't even gonna waste no studio time on you, and I was like, well, girl, we know, cause like you ain't got like money like that to be going to pay like anybody like 25 to $150 an hour so that you can write a little diss about somebody who probably ain't even giving two shits about you. So I don't know. That whole thing just like really upset me. I mean, Azalea's was all right, but it was like, I'm glad that you know somebody made Azalea get up off her ass and do some music. And I feel like even Azalea was feeling like that. Like, like fuck, being mad about this bitch, because she's the one, you're posting text, but shit, I'd rather have no edges and, be in this fancy, hotel and, sipping on some champagnes and, just waiting to go to my show rather than, and being horny than like, being, just like a bitch who's like just got signed, like like you're just coming out. I'm sure like you're going to be good in your own right, but you gonna probably have to have some work done, especially because this is a very like visually centered music industry. And then for somebody who's not even like the hottest bitch in the room to like really come for somebody on some looks just like upset me. So I mean that's just about it. That's the only thing that I really had to come for, because like I just feel like black women as a whole get totally bogged down and dragged on and ragged on and picked on and made fun of for their looks in the music industry. So why, as a black woman who's just like, about to come out, would you do the same thing? And then totally not be promoting the same thing where I guess like you just thought you were like Aaliyah sexy, so you were just dressing like a guy and like being a little bit more, like I don't know, masculine. But if you're trying to do that whole Aaliyah swag thing, like Aaliyah was would never have been here for that. Like anybody who's fangirling Aaliyah would like knows that Aaliyah was all about women's empowerment, and you're fucking the shit up for like other bitches who are trying to get together and do something. Like why don't you and Angel Hayes come out with a record together? I'd rather listen to that than listen to both of you like kind of fresh MCs. I'm gonna say that because I don't feel like either of you are necessarily whack, but I feel like, hey, Azealia hasn't really gotten like her whole concept together, but she's working on it and not being a bitch about it. And then I mean, you have some really good rhymes, but your music is not like, I don't want to get crunk to it. I don't want to get drunk to it. I don't want to get high to it. I don't want to. I try to play it at parties. Like I've actually tried to play your music, Miss Angel Hayes, at a party, and it did not get the party started. So that's all I'm saying. If you want to be a hot rapper, I feel like you got to get the party started. And that's all. That's the only thing I have to say. Sorry, I didn't brush my teeth or anything. I'm like a hot mess, but I had to get that off my chest. Like, no edges, no cry. Learn from Naomi Campbell.